Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom, and I share What's for Dinner videos just like this every week to hopefully give you some new meal ideas and motivate you to cook more for your family. This week's dinners, I pretty much utilized my kitchen appliances that aren't my oven. There is one meal in here that I did use the oven for, but thinking back on it, I could have used the air fryer. But yeah, this week, most things were like stovetop or using my Cuisinart griddler or the air fryer or the Instant Pot. So let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night we did burgers, so we had them with some cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato on some sesame seed brioche buns with some corn on the side. I did the corn in the air fryer, and I will have a video linked down below of how I do that. But for the burgers this week, instead of frying them in a skillet like I usually would, I used my Cuisinart griddler. They literally look like they came off a grill. They've got grill marks and everything, and they were so much faster to cook than cooking them in a skillet. I don't know why I don't do them this way more often. Cooking them there also helps drain the grease away from the burgers, so that's good too. They were delicious, and I will definitely make them on the griddler more often. Saturday I made easy chicken parm. I'm starting off with this green bag chicken from Aldi. Everybody knows about the red bag chicken. This is the green bag chicken. They are Parmesan herb encrusted chicken tenders. They say tenders, but these guys are really big, and I like to use them for chicken parm. So I'm putting them on my air fryer basket. I put them in the air fryer for about 22 minutes. I flip them halfway through, and then I check, make sure they're done, because these are raw before cooking them in the air fryer. So you want to make sure they are cooked all the way through. And then I just top them with some marinara sauce and some sliced mozzarella, and then stick them back in the air fryer for just a couple minutes so that cheese can get melted and nice and browned. And then I just made some spaghetti on the stovetop and heated up some marinara. And so this was just served on top of that. It's quick and simple and so good. Little quick trick to make some chicken parm, and those Parmesan herb encrusted chicken tenders are very good. Highly recommend. Sunday night we did orange chicken and fried rice. I haven't been to Trader Joe's in a little while, so I don't have any Trader Joe's orange chicken. I am using the yellow bag chicken from Aldi. These are the honey battered chicken tenders. They're like little, kind of like nugget size. And the batter on them is very good. Again, I cooked those in the air fryer on about 375 for 15 minutes. And then I tossed them in the Panda Express orange chicken sauce. And then I made my fried rice on the stovetop and served the chicken on top of that. I will have a video down below for how I make my fried rice. I do it the same every time, and it is so good. Next up was probably my favorite meal of the week. I made some grilled salmon on my little Cuisinart griddler. To look up recipes on Pinterest for it, I've been looking up George Foreman recipes, and so this was the best damn George Foreman grilled salmon. And I'm starting off by mixing together my seasoning for it. I'm doubling the seasoning because I have a couple pieces of salmon here and it only called for 2 pieces. So I am mixing together some garlic powder, paprika, salt, and black pepper. And then I'm going to mix that together really well, set that to the side. And then I am spritzing my salmon on both sides with some olive oil cooking spray. And then I'm going to coat just the top side of this with the seasoning. I didn't feel like there was enough to really coat both sides, and also we don't eat the skin. You definitely can. It got really crispy on this griddler, but it's just not for me. So I didn't season the skin side. I just oiled it. And then once it was all seasoned up, I put it on the griddler. I've got this heated up to its highest temperature, and I'm just going to close it and let it grill for 6 minutes, and then I started checking the temperature. It says it can take 6 to 10 minutes depending on the size of your salmon. For me, I think it took about 7 or 8 minutes. And then once it was done, I turned the heat off and then squeezed on some lemon juice. And this turned out so good. I served it with some Parmesan, garlic, butter, angel hair pasta that I made, some steamed broccoli, and then Andy came home with some yellow squash from somebody at his work. She grew it and had a bunch of extra, so she sent it home with him for me to make, and I made that in the air fryer with some garlic and herb seasoning, and this was so good. I don't know if the salmon was just so good because I liked it grilled on the griddler, or if it was because of what salmon I bought. I bought the like fresh salmon at Aldi that's like not been frozen before. Typically I buy like frozen salmon, but this was just so good. It was like buttery, and I don't know, I didn't even put butter on it, but like if you eat good salmon, you know, like it just like melts in your mouth almost. It's so good, and that's how this meal was. Everybody loved it. Tuesday, I made Instant Pot chicken burrito bowls. I have made this many times, but I'm starting off with a little bit of oil in the bottom of my Instant Pot. I've got it on the saute function. I'm just going to let that get hot. And then I'm adding in 1 yellow onion that I diced along with a couple cloves of minced garlic. I used this new garlic plate that my sister got me for my birthday to mince the garlic, and I absolutely love this thing. I will have it linked down below in my Amazon store. I hate cleaning like the garlic press, and I even hate cleaning the garlic off the like grater. This plate is so much easier to clean. I saw somebody on TikTok using one. I was like, I need one of those. So I put it on my wish list, and my sister bought it for me, and it's so cool, and I love it. So I let the garlic and onion cook up for a couple of minutes, let the onion get tender, and then I'm adding in my seasoning. I'm adding in some chili powder, and then what was supposed to be cumin. But as soon as I dumped it in, I realized that was not cumin. I was like, shit, that was thyme. I can smell thyme. So I had to pause, scoop that out. Then I couldn't find the cumin, so I ended up just adding in some taco seasoning. And then you add in a little bit of the water. You're going to end up adding in a total of 1 cup of water or chicken broth. But you can just add a little bit in there with the seasonings, kind of scrape up any bits that might be on the bottom, and let that just cook for about a minute. And then you start adding in everything else. So the recipe calls for 1 16-ounce jar of salsa. I just used the last of a jar of salsa that I had. And then a can of the Rotel, some corn, a can of drained and rinsed black beans, and then my chicken, this boneless, skinless chicken breast that I cubed up. And then mix it all together. And then you want to top this with 1 cup of white rice. You don't want to mix it around, but then you want to also add in the rest of your either chicken broth or water. I did add in some Knorr chicken bouillon as well to make my water into chicken broth. And you just want to pour that over the rice. Make sure the rice is submerged, but again, don't stir it. And then you just put a lid on the pressure cooker. Cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes. Once it's done, just do a quick release, and then you can stir in cheese if you want. Sometimes I stir in the cheese, and sometimes I just let us add cheese to our separate bowls. This time I was feeling like having the cheese mixed in, and then you can also top this with lettuce or cilantro, more salsa, whatever you want. This time we just did it simple and had some chips on the side. This makes great leftovers, like wrap it up in a tortilla and have a burrito with it. We absolutely love this Instant Pot burrito bowl recipe. Wednesday night, I made boneless country-style ribs in the Instant Pot. I had originally planned on making these in the crock pot to try a new recipe, but my little country-style ribs were not thought out, so I ended up making them in the evening in the Instant Pot. And I have made this recipe before, and it's very good. It will be linked down below. I'm starting off by mixing together my seasonings. I'm doing a tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then you can also add some cayenne pepper for some heat if you want it, but I did not do that. But I got that all mixed together really well, and then I'm going to season my country style ribs on all sides, make sure all of them are coated really well. Then in my Instant Pot, I'm starting off with a cup of water in there. And then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 3 cloves about of minced garlic. I wasn't feeling like doing my own this time, so I just used the jarred stuff. And then 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Mix that together, and then all you gotta do is add in your country style ribs and then put a lid on this, and then we are going to pressure cook it on high pressure for 18 minutes. After the 18 minutes, you're going to want to do a natural release for about 5 minutes and then finish that off with a quick release. And then you can take the lid off and remove your ribs to a foil lined sheet pan if you want to do them in the oven. I wasn't really thinking, I was just following the recipe, and I ended up doing them in the oven, which heated up my whole kitchen and made it extremely hot in here because we're going to be broiling them. Definitely could have put them on my air fryer basket, and when I make them in the future, I will definitely do that so I don't make the kitchen even hotter than it already is. The sun sets on that side of the house, and so my kitchen is already warm. When the sun is setting, when I'm making dinner, I don't need to make it even warmer by using the broil function. But yeah, you're just going to brush them with your favorite barbecue sauce, broil or air fry for a couple of minutes, flip them over, do the same thing on the other side, and then they are ready to serve. We had these with a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese and some green beans. And Thursday night we had nachos. This was a request by everybody in the family pretty much. As most of you probably know, I used to get the big thing of nacho cheese from Sam's Club. So we haven't had nachos in a while because I've been out of that. But I ended up going to Walmart to pick up the big thing that Walmart has. It's just great value brand nacho cheese sauce. It's a big thing. It's not quite as good of a deal as the one at Sam's Club, but it's still a better deal than buying those little cans for like $3 each. I think it was like $10 and some change, and I had enough for this meal, and then I portioned it out into quart-sized Ziploc bags, and I have, I think, 5 more bags in my freezer now, so then I can use that 5 more times to have nachos or other things that call for nacho cheese. Yeah, so we had that. We got chips, meat, like a bean dip that I bought. It's like a Taco Bell bean dip instead of refried beans. Lettuce, tomato, pico, sour cream, Taco Bell sauce, all the stuff on our nachos. And we love nachos. Quick and easy, delicious dinner. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up in the comments down below, as well as a smiley face emoji to let me know that you made it here all the way to the end. If you plan on trying any of the meals that I made this week, let me know which ones down in the comments below as well. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all on Wednesday for the grocery haul.